that he played 9 basketball games in Houston. Y'all do know that that's like 15, 20% of the season. The regular season does matter. When he first got to the Nets, they had the all-time worst defense in the history of the league before they got it together. I sat courtside and watched them lose to the Detroit Pistons. I was covering the game. You was too, Jay Will, when they just lost to the Mavs. So again, James Harden, I love the way he's reinvented his game. He's a fantastic player. I'm a huge fan. I voted for him to be MVP before. But you can't ignore the journey. How can he leapfrog a player like Kawhi Leonard, who's been doing it all year on both ends of the floor? And James is not a defender, by the way. Or Joel Embiid, LeBron James. If you want to just go by stats, you can look at the Joker, Luka, and James Harden. They basically have the same stats. But I can't say James, to me, when I'm watching League Pass, has been more valuable than Dame Lillard or even Steph Curry when I'm watching games so far this year.
Whoa, Jay Rose, you gave me like 7 names right there. You gave me, are those like 7
I
names?
did,
Are
sir.
all 7 of those names ahead of James Harden in your MVP voting right now?
I'm saying that in 30-plus games played this year, LeBron James has played like 36 overall games. James Harden has played like 24, and 9 of them were in Houston. So, no, I take that back. He played like 20 games with the Nets. But my point still stands. The body of work of all of the individuals that I named since training camp, are we going to ignore what happened? Did you remember when James showed up at training camp, right, Jay? You remember when he's at Little Baby's party? Like the season had started. The season had started. The other people that I'm talking about was playing. And I just heard you guys debate. And that's why I like regular season awards. And then I like a postseason award. Because if you only give a postseason award, the champion, the best player on the championship team, is going to win finals MVP every year. And you can't have that.
But, Jay, can't you have a finals MVP and then after the season is over, after you have the entire season, the full body of work, then can't you make an assessment of who your NBA MVP is of the entire season? Said a lot of
all of you guys know this.
NBA MVP.
You guys can't ignore this. They're just different phases to the season. There's the preseason, the regular season, and the postseason. And we're going to judge each player as such. You can't ignore. If you take away a regular season award, you don't give players incentive to go out and show up every game to put on the show for the fans other than their check. Russell Westbrook did win MVP as a 6th seed. As a 6th seed.
Yeah,
he was just playing so outstanding and averaging a triple-double.
But Jay Rose, though, that was historical, though, right? We hadn't seen, well, none of us in our lifetime ever seen it because we were not around with Oscar Robertson. Big O wasn't. We was like puppies, if that. So, of course he wanted then. I mean, he had to win it. But here's why I have an issue with the regular season MVP versus going into the postseason. Because typically, dudes that win the MVP, they teams are fighting hard to win a world championship. So why not just let it run its course and into the playoffs?
Because it's 2 separate seasons. Like, how many times, Key, have you said, this guy plays really good in the regular season, but he's vastly different in the postseason? That happens all of the time.
Yeah.
So you still have to reward the regular season, though. The regular season deserves awards. The postseason has awards. You know what they are? Finals MVP and championship. Those are the rewards.
Jay, let me ask you this. I keep saying Jay because not Jay Will, but Jay Rose. If KD doesn't play for some reason, in and out of the lineup, come the postseason, same thing with Anthony Davis, in and out of the lineup, can the Lakers or the Nets win the world championship with those 2 big guns not being available?
Second round exits, both situations. Second round exits. As much as we love, and Kyrie is dynamic. Like, I've been calling him Kyverson. I sit back and watch those games, eat popcorn. This dude got jumping off both legs, finishing with both hands, showing up with his verb stick, burning sage. Like, I'm actually a Kyrie fan. And James Harden is terrific at setting the table and being a triple-double threat. But we know who make that thing go. We know who the big dog in the yard is. That's KD. We all know why everybody's there. And so if he's not available to play up front, they're already thin up front. So you ain't going against the Bucks and Giannis, the Sixers and Joel Embiid without that physicality up front. You're just not going to have the size and the versatility because KD now opposes that with his vast range of skills, being able to score from all facets of the floor.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.
Teasing this question, and I want to see if my buddy Jalen Rose gets it right. So Luka Doncic turned 22 years old yesterday, Jay. Who is the only player in history to win an MVP at that age or younger?
Himbo, you know how much I love you. And you and Greeny crushing it in the afternoon on the radio. But you know I know the answer to this question. You know I know the answer to this question. As a matter of fact, he's a member of the Knicks, and he just joined the coach that he had in Chicago when he won MVP, Derrick Rose.
That is correct. I thought you were going to say, and he shares your last name. That is correct. You got it right. Jalen knocks it out of the park early. Okay, we're going to talk about Luka in just a minute. But first, we're going to talk about the two leading candidates for MVP this year. They were both on the floor last night. Same time, same place. LeBron and Steph Curry. But this was a night that belonged purely to LeBron and the Lakers. There he is early from the outside. Now here he is on the defensive side. LeBron taking it coast to coast. Lakers scored 41 in the first quarter last night. They had a 20-point lead. And then here's another bad moment for Golden State, adding injury to insult. Pay no attention to the ball. Just watch Draymond Green. You see him hobbling there. Now we'll show you exactly what happened. He's going to come down on the foot of KCP, rolling the ankle. Draymond would leave the game. He would not return. And frankly, it probably wouldn't have mattered. This is a blowout. Time winding down before halftime. Here comes LeBron. 3, 2, 1, knock it down. Lakers scored 73 points in the first half. They had a 29-point lead. Third quarter, we go here, and the Lakers lead is 30, and we got more from LeBron and company. On the inbounds, Markieff Morris. LeBron wouldn't play a whole lot longer than this. That's Markieff for the two-handed slam. Lakers, their largest lead was 32. Morris had 13 points. LeBron would score 19. He wouldn't play the fourth quarter of this game as the Lakers just flat-out dominate to win this one 117-91. So, Jalen, before we get to the really fun stuff today, let me just ask you about the Lakers. We had them 3 times this week on ESPN and ABC. What do you see in them right now as they continue to play without AD?
That they're head and shoulders my clear-cut favorite to win the NBA championship. Once Anthony Davis comes back, I don't think a team, I'll say somebody will take them 6 because that's what happened in the finals last year with the Miami Heat, but nobody's going to press the Lakers this year, Gritty, when they get healthy. And now that we're closer to the All-Star break, the MVP conversation keeps getting thrown around. And I love James Harden, for example, as much as the next person, and I'm a fellow lefty. But to me, it's so disrespectful when I hear people say that he's the MVP of the league, like they're not watching LeBron James play basketball this year. He's played every game. He's leading the Lakers in so many different categories. AD's been in and out. We see once he get a little help with Schroeder, he's even now having the energy to play defense. Kyle Kuzma tweeted yesterday that LeBron James should be in the conversation for all defense. And so it just frustrates me as a voter when I see people ignoring the entire body of work. People, if somebody's going to win the most valuable player and it's only been 30 games played, you can't take 9 of them off in Houston. That's not how this works. So that's what I see from the Lakers. Once they're healthy, they're the clear-cut favorite.
I'm with that. And the other thing I'll say is, if the Dallas Mavericks record looked entirely different, Luka Doncic